guys, welcome to this video tutorial to show you how to make torches in Cinema 4D. In part 1 of the video, we took a look at how to model torches. I'll just get rid of all of these elements to show you them one at a time. Won't be long. Alright, perfect. So we took a look at how to create torches. Here we go. So we took a look at how to create the 3D model of the torch using splines. So the 3D model looks pretty much like this, really easy and fast to do. We also took a look at how to set up the lighting for our scene. So our lighting looks like this. And in part 3, we took a look at how to put pyroclusters and emitters into the scene. Now we are going to see how we can make this look like realistic fire. So let's get started, shall we? We will go onto our pyrocluster over here. One thing that we will do for this part of the tutorial is add an interactive render region to our scene. That will make it easier to see every time we change something. The interactive inter-region will refresh itself. You can modify the quality of the render region to make it render faster with this small arrow over here, so it's going to be really easy for us to have a look at what we are doing with the fire. As you can see, I also added a small lens flare to our light. I think it looks pretty good with the scene over here. So let's go. We are going to make this look better. We are going to go into globals, settings, and set the setting to fire. So this is going to be the first step over here. Afterwards, we are going to come over here. We are going to disable aging for the moment. As you can see, it's all white. Once we disable aging, it's all going to become orange. So it's going to match the texture that we have over here. We are also going to go into noise, add some turbulence. And now what I will try to do with this is transform that puffy looking thing into a flame. That shouldn't be too easy, but it shouldn't be too hard either. So I'll just play with the phase a little bit. Now with the, no, don't touch the gain, I'm sorry. Yep, that should do it. Alright, regularity. I want to make this look like some sort of flame, just like one flame. Put a little bit less quality. Alright, scale is good. We're going to play with the scale until we see something that looks a little bit like a flame. That doesn't look too bad actually. We're going to go into global and play with the volume a little bit until we get something that really suits our needs. We are going to add some colors over here. Add some red. Not that red. Like that is pretty good. We're going to add some dusty orange over here. Like that. That looks pretty good. Let's see how does it looks like over here. See, already our fire is looking a little bit better. Now what we are going to do is, and once again you need to tweak all of these settings to make sure they're good. You'll get your best looking fire with if you play with the settings a lot until you get exactly what you want. So that said, we are going to add some distance over here, and what that does is that it transforms these puffs if it reaches a certain distance to match these colors over here. Alright, so we'll modify the far range over here until it does what we want. A little bit more, we want more smoke. Now we also want the shape to be bigger. Maybe not that big. One thing that you can do also is come over here into the pyrocluster, and instead of selecting crispy, you select hazy. It's going to render a lot faster, and that's what I did to get this faster render speed over here. Let's get back to our material and keep tweaking it. What the hell, this is taking forever. Alright, our distance should be pretty much alright. We want less distance, a little bit less. Don't know why it takes so long to render, I apologize for that. Doesn't look all that good, but it's a start. Alright. I'm going to drag the size down. Okay, what we are going to do here is add more particles, but we are going to make them smaller as such. That should look better, or maybe not. Alright, that looks way better and renders a lot faster, so that's what we are going to do here. Keep tweaking the volume until it hits. Alright, just put a little more distance in there. That looks good. Finally, took a long time, but we finally achieved what we were looking for. Okay, so we have sort of good looking flames over here, but they don't really animate, so that's why we are going to add to the scene, we are going to add some you come into simulate over here, particles, attractor. We are going to put our attractor over here. Just get rid of the, oh no, wrong thing. Just get rid of the interactive render region as of now. So our attractor over here, we will modify that to 500 centimeters. And we want it to be stronger, so we'll put that to about 60. That sort of looks great. We will try to render that out. Once again, because of all the effects that we've added onto the scene over here, it takes a little bit longer to render, of course. But still, we are still going to increase the shape of these. I think the fire looks way too much orange, so we are going to drag this like so. That should look better, or not. Striving to achieve perfection can take a long time. Alright, that still looks better. Put 300. Once again, if you decrease the particle count, you need to make the shape of the fire higher. So that's why I'm playing with these values. That actually looks a lot better than it did. Another thing that we are going to do here is decrease the lifetime to about 35. That looks cool. Now we are going to keep on playing with our attractor so that it attracts. We're going to, what the hell? keep cranking that up. Yeah, we're getting to something over here. The attractor is going to attract the particles so that we have a nice flame over here. We'll keep cranking the size of these particles higher and higher so that the fire doesn't look all that puffy. You see, it looks better, but it's a little bit too much. Once again, I'm sorry guys, I know this might be a little bit boring, but it's all about tweaking the settings until you get the perfect result. This doesn't look that good. Almost to it, 175. And a few things here. When you decrease the lifetime, you could also decrease the distance over here. So that because the particles won't go as far from the emitter as they went before. This looks, yeah, it's starting to look pretty good. If we take a look over here, a far look, as you can see, these flames look quite nice. They animate with the attractor. Another thing that we can add to our scene, and the torch has this nice glow because of the lights that we added previously. As you can see over here, I think it looks pretty good. I know the lighting is messed up because of Cam Studio, but yeah, things are looking really good at the moment. We will keep tweaking this by doing that. I'll just wrong window. I'll just select this over here just to get the and I'll drag that down to get more smoke. Maybe drag it up a little bit, bring that closer to it. Nope, actually not. Make this look playing with the luminosity makes a big difference actually for the smoke in the distance render, and it also tweaks all of your fire, so you can really get a different looking fire by playing with this setting over here. Alright, here we go. I think that fire looks really good, looks really special at the moment. It looks a bit cartoony, but I really like the result. It looks a bit puffy, but yeah. As you can see, the lighting of that torch is really good as well. And what's cool about that is that if you move it around, if you take the whole torch, we'll get rid of the interactive render region once again. If you take the whole torch and move it around like so, I'll just rotate it. Let's say over here it will be at like this, and we'll turn it around like that. You can see the particles are moving as well. You can also add, so you can also add some turbulence. Simulate. Let me just take a look at Cam Studio. All right, you can also add simulate particles. You can add some turbulence to your torch. That will make it move as if there was wind, but you need, of course, to to set the turbulence so that it does that, you need to increase the strength and the scale. Now if I hit play, we'll keep increasing the strength. As you can see here, the turbulence is affecting all of the particles and the flow of the fire. That fire looks really good, actually. It's special. I don't know. I've never made fire that looked like that before. Okay, up close, it doesn't look all that good, but if we get back a little bit, I think it looks pretty good. So here you got it, guys. That's how you can make a realistic looking torch in Cinema 4D. One of the big problems with this design, though, is that if you just want to add the torch to another of your scene, you can't just scale it around. The reason for that is that if you scale it around, all of these settings that we took like 10 minutes to adjust, if you put the torch into another scene that is not and you want to make the torch, let's say, bigger, you can make the particles bigger, but it's not always going to render all that good. So you really have to be careful. If you plan on using torches in a scene, you better build all of your scene around the fact of having a torch. So here you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll keep tweaking these settings. I would like more smoke over here, so just do that. Here I go with more smoke, and these particles are animating nicely, kind of moving, being attracted and moved around by the turbulence. Looks really good. One thing that you have to do also is that if you use other objects in your scene, like dynamics, they're going to be affected by the attractor and the turbulence. So it might not be a good thing to have these settings in there if you're using other things. So here you go, nice looking cartoony fire and a really good looking torch with only one emitter. Another thing that you can do is that you can have two attractors, have two emitters, one for the smoke and one for the fire. The principle is the same, but I think that using the distance and the cylindrical distance, you can add that as well to add some smoky effects on the side of your fire. Once again, you need to tweak those settings. But yeah, that's pretty much how you can create fire in Cinema 4D and a good looking torch with realistic lighting. I hope you enjoyed the video. Keep liking, commenting, and subscribing to my videos. I apologize for this video being kind of long, but I tweaked the settings quite a bit. As you can see, you need to tweak them to your liking. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, post them in the comment section below. It will be my pleasure to answer them. See you soon, guys, for other tutorials and animations using Cinema 4D. Have a nice day.